So today I'm here in Croatia. I'm here with an espresso, which of course is Italian, but they serve it here as a normal coffee. Or cafe, how they say it. First, cheers to that. Oh, way too strong for me actually, but you know that already. What I want to talk about with you today is about a chat that I had with my brother. I called in him, he said like, you know, like you do this for fun, right? And I'm like, I'm not actually sure if this trip cycling to India is something that we do for fun. Because if you do something for fun, you would just take a plane to Ibiza and party over there or something, right? You've seen all the struggles we have, so it would be really weird for me to explain this as something that is just for fun. You know, it has something like a deeper meaning, and I don't expect it to be fun all the time. So because I see it more like a spiritual journey in which I want to like grow my personal development and stuff, it's important for me to not only see it as fun, but to see it more like as a challenge. You go through a lot of pain, and in the end you get like a certain kind of like fulfillment out of that, and through the pain you kind of like explore all the things that are in your mind. I believe that life is not like only for fun, because if it would be only for fun, like why are we even working, you know? For me it's actually important to not only have fun, but also realize what are the harder points of your life and of this cycling trip to India. Also, I believe that pure fun doesn't really exist. You can have pure fun, that's completely true, but you cannot have like pure fun like 24/7 in your life. So I believe that especially after a period of struggling, small things can make you happier. This is especially what I realized myself, is that when you go through some harder times, like when you have to cycle through the mountains like in the midnight, or when it's super cold, or when you didn't wash yourself for a week because you sleep in a tent all the time, you're low budget, or like all the problems you have, especially then, that's the moment when you see like a view from like a beautiful perspective, you enjoy it completely. And I see this every time coming back to the trip, that every time that there's a problem, I'm like, okay, I just already can't wait for the moment after the problem where you feel just so much fulfillment that you overcome there. And that's why I think like for me it's actually important to struggle all the time. Not like all the time, but to feel the fulfillment and enjoyment afterwards even more and more and more. And that's just a great feeling that I did not experience that much before, because I did not search for so much struggles. And I think like here on this trip is like one day going well, one day it's a struggling day. But that's for me the reason why I feel so much enjoyment after all. Also, I think it's important to notice that like when you are struggling, that afterwards this will be the best stories to tell to other people. Like, have you ever heard a story without pain that you liked? Like if someone's saying like, yes, I went to this beach and it was amazing. That's not a cool story. The story is made up by the struggle people have before they reach that point, right? And actually when I look back to my own memories, I see that the struggles are actually the things that I can laugh about the most. Like the things that just went fine, I almost forgotten them automatically. But when there were like struggles, I remember them. And that's just a really cool part. And those are the stories when I tell them to other people. Like I have a weekly call with my dad. And I tell him like what we went through. He's always like laughing, because these things are just fun afterwards. At the moment they might not be that fun, but after all, that's the things you laugh about. And that's the things that make life a great thing. It's better, for me at least, to know your struggles and to go through them and to get enjoyment out of it. In the end, like at the moment, of course, I just feel like, I'm not a pessimist, but I feel bad sometimes. Like especially on this trip, it's kind of hardcore, you know? But it's always in the end that I just feel like it's actually fun we did that. So going back to the chat with my brother, no, this trip isn't for fun. Although I thought this in the beginning, that it would just be fun, you know, to do this. And of course you have some problems. But now I realize that it's maybe even more problems than I would have thought in the beginning. But this doesn't mean I like it less or more. Yes, it's less fun. But yes, it's also way more fulfillment for me. And in the end, I think this makes up great stories for me. And that's what I'm happy with. And that's maybe even what I do it for. Just to learn, to share, and to have a great story to tell to my kids if I will ever have them. Still too strong for me.